Year 4 and welcome to your Tuesday reading lesson. So we're going to carry on with our skill of inferring today. So we can independently read the text by going back and having a look at it from yesterday. We can note down and look up the meaning for any unknown vocabulary, and we can use evidence from the text. So as I said, go and open up yesterday's reading lesson and reread the text from yesterday. Note down any unknown vocabulary. You can ask someone in your house if they know the meaning, or look it up on the internet or in a dictionary if you have one. At the end of this lesson, I'll provide some meanings of some of the words I think you may not have known, and can you challenge yourself to use them in your own sentences as an extra task. So once you've done that, what impression do you get from this chapter, and perhaps before if you can remember, but you will need evidence, of what it is like to be a part of Varjak's family? So let's just look at chapter 2 that we've just read yesterday and find evidence to back up your ideas. Okay. So one of my first impressions from chapter 2 was his mum and his dad have set views of the world that Varjak must live up to. So let's look back and see if we can find any evidence. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at the story, and I'm going to see if we can find any evidence of those set views of the world. So let's see. Well, we talked about mum wanting, she's got high standards, hasn't she? She's always saying, have you washed your paws? She's always asking him to do set things. That might be one thing. What else did I find? So down here, father says, I just don't understand him. Why can't he be like everyone else? So that's evidence that they have a certain way they want their cats to be, and they want Varjak to be just like that. Okay, so that's an evidence of Varjak having to fit in to his family's ways. So we could put that in our evidence box. Okay, so the impression is his mum and dad, very set views. They want him to be, they have high expectations, we could say. They have high expectations or set standards, high expectations or specific standards for how they want Varjak to be. Okay, and the evidence is, as I just read to you, there's probably lots of evidence, and I'm sure you can find more, but some of the evidence is, why can't he just be like the others? I'm just trying to find it again. I remember where it was on your viewing. Down the bottom. Let's find it. So yes, I just don't understand him. Why can't he be like everyone else? Okay, so I can write that in my box of evidence. So why? So father said, speech marks, why? So new line, speech marks, why can't he be like everyone else? And obviously you'll be writing this with your beautiful joined up handwriting. Although some of you might be choosing to type, and that's fine, because it's a good skill. Okay. And then I'll just give you one other idea, and you can spend more time looking through yourself. But what do the cats like to do? So what's another impression we've got of all the cousins or the brothers and sisters? What do they like to do? So I was thinking of the toy mouse. when they found the toy mouse? What did they do with it? And if we go back and look, let's go back and look. So let's see when we can see the toy mouse. It's around here somewhere. There we go, the toy. So what did they do? They flipped it stylishly through the air. They giggled. They said, what a beautiful toy. So can we deduce from this, they like to play? Okay, so we can say being in their family is fun. Okay, so sometimes it can be fun. So the cats of a family like to play. And what's our evidence? Remember, we must use the specific words from the text. So we go back and we take those lines. They flipped it stylishly through the air and they giggled. Okay, so when they found the mouse, they flipped it stylishly through the air and they giggled. So next box. They flipped the toy mouse through the air, stylishly. And giggled. Okay, so I'm using the words from the text to give me evidence of the fact that I know they like to play. Okay, so I'm inferring that they like to play through explaining with these words. Okay, see if you can find any other impressions from that chapter and give some evidence. Or you might like to add some more to what I've done. Okay. As an extra task, can you write 3 facts about the chapter and 2 or 3 opinions about the chapter? So remember, a fact means there is evidence given. So we talked quite a lot about fact and opinion last term, and hopefully you're really getting the idea of evidence. So if you can see it in the book and you can copy out the evidence and it's there, then it will be a fact. If it's just what you think, so if you just say, because if actually I say the cats like to play, that is actually my opinion. But if I say the cats threw the toy stylishly in the air, that's evidence, that's written down. Okay, so write down your own facts and your own opinions. Brilliant, I think. Oh, yes, now I said I'd go back and look at some definitions for you, didn't I? Right, I did that. So these are the ones I wrote down, see if you got them. So I put scorched, and that's burnt by flames or heat. Okay, and then halt. Now there's some, I've said here, to be accurate of the meaning, you may need to go back and decide whether the verb or the noun has been used. So it came to a halt. Is it a verb, an abrupt stop, or a noun, a suspension of movement? I think in the text it was used as a noun, but it has a very similar meaning to stop. Bristled. Now, if you look up bristled, there's quite a few meanings, but because we're talking about an animal, a cat, it's to react in such a way that its hair or fur stands on end. Okay, so just think of those pictures you've seen when the cats look shocked and the hair goes up, right up. To insist something, so insisted is to demand something and not accept refusal. So you want something to happen and you will keep going until it happens. You won't accept the thing that you want not happening. You are insisting. So if you have been given the wrong change in a shop, you might say, I insist that I get my change back. And you would politely keep insisting until you got your money back. Okay. And then glimpse, you might have heard of that. So a noun is a partial view of something. So you just see a little bit of it. And if it's used as a verb, it's to see something briefly, quickly. Okay, so I had a quick glimpse of something. And rippled around is to move in small waves. I always think of a galaxy ripple bar. You see all those waves in there. So that might help you remember that one. And then to flourish. Now, there are lots and lots of meanings of the word to flourish, but I picked out 2. The verbs are to grow and thrive or to wave. So that's 2 actually meanings of the verb. And then a noun, which again, I think it was used as a noun in the text, is a bold or extravagant gesture. I think it says something like with a flourish that came out of his pocket. Okay, so there's some words that might be new to you, and perhaps you would like to write them now in your own sentence. Fabulous. Well, I think you've done lots of great learning today. We've read the chapter again, and we've looked at the vocabulary, and we've really had a good start to thinking about gathering evidence for what we believe is true in the story. Okay, thank you for listening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.